Worked elbow to elbow with Kash, former federal prosecutor, former federal public defender, a unique background. I think he has been unfairly maligned. He'll have a confirmation hearing, and we shall see what comes out. But we wouldn't know about the Steele Dossier if it weren't for Kash Patel.
Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. And I see these sanctuary mayors and governors saying they're going to try to prevent us from doing what we're doing. Look, any representative, any elected official, whether he's a mayor or governor, I mean, President Trump's been clear. I've been clear. Right out of the gate, we're going to focus on public safety threats. So why would you not want public safety threats taken on your communities? I mean, that's your number one responsibility is protect your community. So work with us. But sanctuary cities, I hope they do go away because they're sanctuaries for criminals, period. They don't protect migrant communities. Victims and witnesses of crime, they say they have sanctuary cities because they want victims and witnesses of crime to feel comfortable coming to the police. That's a bunch of hogwash. Victims and witnesses of crime don't want the bad guy released back into their neighborhood either. So work with ICE and let's make those communities safer.
I do know that Trey is right when he talks about all that Kash worked as a member of that committee staff and then at the White House to expose the corruption and wrongdoing at the FBI and the Department of Justice that unfairly targeted Donald Trump and those around him in his first campaign. I'd also point out that he has many years' experience as a federal prosecutor and a federal public defender, which means he's experienced not only in putting criminals behind bars, but also can understand what happens when government overreaches. That used to be something for the last 4 years that the Democrats extolled as they were putting federal public defenders on the bench. But now all of a sudden they condemn that kind of experience at the very same time that Joe Biden is committing a total perversion of justice by giving his son the most sweeping pardon in modern American history. It's a pretty stark contrast for the Democrats.
I tell you, Kash is a close personal friend of mine. I talked to Kash immediately after the nomination by the president, and it's a fantastic nomination to clean up the deep state, the admin state, and the nanny state. Kash has seen from the inside with his qualifications and his time in the administration what type of weaponization has gone forward, and he's going to clean up the FBI, and Pam Bondi, coming in as Attorney General, is going to clean up the Department of Injustice, and we're going to have real rule of law, not the weaponization that you see under this corrupt administration.
What the congressman was saying at the end of the previous segment is if the pardon power is simply too sweeping in this country, and maybe there are some reforms that are needed. So you can't just willy-nilly pardon relatives and you know, people who commit crimes on your behalf.
I mean, again, I think most people would say if it were my child, I was in a similar situation, I would probably do the same thing. Yeah. That's not my critique, Jim. My critique is, and we talked about this, why not say, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm not going to put my thumb on the scale of justice. I'll wait until
that was a mistake.
He didn't do that. And that's the problem for me, morally and ethically. You said you were going to do one thing and you decided not to. I get the reason behind why, but don't lie to the American people.
But then even now,
you didn't have to.